Like what I wanted to talk about was like a breakup.
Sure.
All right, so me and this girl, we've been dating for like 7, almost 8 months,
Yep.
and she out of nowhere she just tells me that she needs time or whatever. It's like the same bullshit excuse every girl gives.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of like trying to convince her that we could do this together or whatever. And
No
I think
judgment. No judgment.
that pushed her way more.
Yeah.
And she texted me like a week ago that like, it's better we just end it or whatever. And I was like, all right, I just let it go. But the thing is, like, I just couldn't get it out of my mind. And so I texted her like last night telling her like how I felt. And I just wanted to like get closure out of it. Yeah,
Gotcha.
and it kind of worked. She told me like she doesn't know if we're gonna be anything in the future, so it's better if I just move on. But like I'm trying to figure out how to make it easier, you know?
All right. So to help you, I'm gonna have to say some savage stuff. Unfortunately.
You know, I've been through this before. I just like it's just this one like kind of.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's a couple things you gotta know. And a lot of guys, like, I mean, this is a very relatable experience, by the way. So there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not judging you in any way, shape, or form, but I do have to tell the truth. So, step one, girl telling you she have space. There's two possibilities. Number one, she lost attraction to you because of something that you did or continuously do. Number two, another guy's in the picture. Unflattering both directions, honestly. Okay. The next thing you have to think about is obviously telling you how you feel in moments like this is essentially you chasing. So when you chase a girl in moments where she says she needs space, the only correct logical thing to do when a girl tells you that she needs space is to be like, hey, no problem. You take her stuff and I'll help you pack. That's the only thing you can do that's correct. Because once she says that, she's basically telling you in a different way, I'm not attracted to you anymore. Or another guy's in the picture and I wanna see if he's better than you. That's the translation. And a lot of people are gonna say, oh, this isn't true and all this stuff. No, man. A girl that loves you, truly desires you, will never want space from you, ever. And the girls that say, oh, sometimes I just want space. No, man. When girls like a guy, they become almost like obsessed. So, and sometimes it can take time to build up to that process, but likely maybe you weren't on your grind as much, or maybe you just got in with you and hard times, or maybe you've shown her too much attention, maybe you've given her way too much of your time, maybe you're not working on yourself enough, maybe you're not going in direction. When girls say stuff like this, when they say statements like, oh yeah, I don't see it working out long term, so I didn't want you to waste time, that's them trying to deflect the reality. This is what it genuinely means. I don't see you as a suitable long-term partner. That's what that means. I don't think you're capable long-term to give me what I want and desire. That's what it means. So, and they're never going to tell you the truth because they care more about feelings than fact. They don't see it as, not going to tell you the truth because they're scared that you're going to have a bad emotional reaction, and girls care way more about emotions than truth. So they're gonna word it in a way to make you feel good, but you're gonna buy into that. But the truth is, as a guy, you saw my videos, I'm sure, I talk about this concept. You should never care about closure. A girl's never going to give you closure. Like very, very rarely will a girl tell you directly, yeah, so this is what happened. I was not attracted to you because you did this and this and this and this and this. Very, very, very rarely will a girl actually give you that list of reasons why. If she does, say thank you so much and walk away. Don't give her a hard time. And a lot of times when girls are direct with guys, what they'll do is they'll start being, okay, but I can change that, and start getting all desperate, and girls don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So they're make an excuse instead, right? Because guys can't be trusted to just take the advice and be like, okay, thank you. You don't like me anymore. It hurts. I'm going to walk away now. So that's why girls a lot of times will not give guys closure. So guys should never expect closure. Because they'll just lie and make up a story to make you feel good. They'll say words in a certain pattern to make it less damaging to you. But all you're doing is ego protecting. You messed up somewhere likely. She lost interest in you. You now have to, as a man, address why, what happened, where did I go wrong, what did I mess up, and then you have to change that for the next girl, and that's it. That's why. That's why you still feel attached, because in all reality, I mean, being rejected is a harsh thing to accept to the ego. It's not easy to accept that. So it hurts.
Yeah.
So you have to accept that pain and realize, what's the lesson here? Where did I go wrong? That's what you have to do. That's the only way to get over her. Because in the end, she's just an example of one of many that girls that you're going to experience in your life. And yeah, I mean, you were unable to hold on to her, whether that's fully your fault or partially her fault or whatever. I don't know exactly, but yeah, definitely you have to address where you went wrong. All right. So
Yeah.
where did you go wrong?
Yeah, I feel
Where do you
like
think? Where do
I
you
feel
think?
like sorry for cutting you off, man.
No. I'm asking a question like, where do you think you went wrong?
I feel like, I was at the beginning, she wanted me. She was chasing me. Like, she was asking my best friend for, like, if I'm talking to anybody. And I really didn't like her until we started, like, hanging out. And then that's where I liked her. And at the beginning, I was pretty, like, a bag to her, not gonna lie. And, like, we broke up. But then I actually got, like, I worked on myself, got better, and then we got back together. And then it was, like, good for, like, a couple months.
Right.
I was treating her right. Like, I did everything. I feel like I did, like, a good job, And I was willing to fight for us and everything, but like, I think giving her too much attention is what like pushed her away.
Yeah, man, girls don't want to feel needed. They really don't. They don't want to feel needed by you, man. It turns them off.
So confusing, man.
I know it is. It's really, really bizarre, but it's just the reality that a lot of people can't accept. So it is what it is. Girls aren't attracted to a dynamic, especially for long term, where they're in charge. They just don't want it. Now, sometimes they'll tolerate it. 2 months, 6 months, 10 years. They'll tolerate it for a certain period of time, but not forever. They do not want to be in a position where they feel that they can call the shots and that they're the ones that's in charge. They don't want that, man. They want to always feel like they're chasing. That's why like the bag thing makes sense, right? It makes sense why she liked you, because a bag oftentimes gives vibes of I don't really care. I'm gonna do my thing regardless, and that's very attractive. It's very attractive because that type of mentality is what leads to success, right? Being unapologetic, being disagreeable. I mean, it's a psychological fact, right? If you look at a lot of people talk about this in psychology, where disagreeableness is pretty highly correlated to financial success, right? And girls already clearly pre-filter for that. They filter for that. They understand inherently that men that are disagreeable are more likely to be successful. So clearly they already figured it out without us even needing the studies or the data to show that, right? But
yeah.
So clearly being a bag in quotations, right, is more in line with the type of characteristics that would potentially be disagreeableness.
Yeah, no, because she was like hooked on when I was acting like that.
It's not surprising. Those are leadership qualities.
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, like we go to the same school, right? I'm going into my senior year and she's going to her junior year of high school. And like, I know she's going to come back, but like, should I like take her back or no?
Depends on what happens and depends on the format. I mean, if she's going around with other people and then says, you know what, that guy wasn't as good, I regret it. I mean, I personally wouldn't. But that's your choice.
I think that's what's happening.
Oh, well, then sometimes, man, a lot of guys don't have the balls to say it's too late. Sometimes you have to just say it's too late.
Yeah.
Sometimes there can't be peace. I think a lot of people are obsessed with the idea of it. They'll compromise their own values and morals to have peace. Sometimes there can't be peace, man. It is what it is. Sometimes when someone does something, you can't come back from that. You know? A lot of guys come to me saying, oh yeah, my best friend, he slept with my girlfriend. What do I do? You lose them both. They're both gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, you probably made mistakes and allowed certain things to happen, all this, but then again, between your boys, there has to be some level of honor code. Therefore, if you allow it to happen, or if it did happen, you can never come back from that, ever. So there can never be peace. You have to be okay with there never being peace ever again. And I think people like a nice reconciliation story. You know, they love the story of it. Oh, you know, this horrible thing happened and we came to, You can be on decent terms, like you don't have to necessarily fight them in public or something, but you can never be close ever again. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of mutual friends, so that's like what I'm trying to decide if I should be friends with them or just like.
Yeah. I mean, in this scenario, I think you could be cordial, but
yeah,
a lot of times, like, you know, I'll be honest, most situations like this for guys, they end up losing all their friends in most situations. I've seen it. I've had guys that came to me that asked me, okay, so I had this girl, we were super close and we're about to get married, and then the marriage got called off, and their friend groups were together and everything, and basically she spun a whole story about him and everything, and he got completely kicked out from the friend group and everything.
Damn.
This happens to guys all the time, man. Women ultimately will get protected in these scenarios because people are always going to side with the girl, not the guy.
Of course.
It is what it is. It's part of the territory of being a man that people don't want to talk about. Yeah, not much more I can say about it, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, they all like most of them are like being very supportive to me, especially like the guys and like one of the girls. But I think like I should just push them aside for now.
I mean, see what happens, play it, but like just don't get your hopes up, right? A lot of times like guys will play ball, then all of a sudden, yeah, I mean, usually those things are female dominated, like the friend group things and all that. The women run the show.
Yeah.
With those type of things, generally, from what I've seen. So, and they won't compromise how someone feels necessarily, because it's not worth it to create this divide. So a lot of times they'll just let the guy go instead, because it's easier. Yeah, it's just the savage truth.
All right, one more question, and then I'll leave you alone. Like, what should I do to like move on, distract myself? You know, like gym or anything.
Yeah, man, use his energy. Figure out where you messed up. Figure out why you feel the need of woman. Why did you need her so badly? Analyze that behavior. Why did I need her so bad? And then focus on the things that will make it so you don't need to ever be that guy again. Yeah. Gym helps. Being charming. Being able to having the confidence to knowing you can get a girl whenever you want can help. Whether you choose to get them or not is different, but being able to is the key. Genuinely. Because then you know, this girl doesn't behave, whatever. I know 100% get another one anyways. Puts you in a position of abundance. So that's very important. Being in a position of abundance is very, very important because it makes you confident. It's hard to be confident when you're broke and poor and useless and weak. It's hard to be confident, but it's easy to be confident when you have all these other things figured out, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I would say to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had to ask, man. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Take it easy.
You too, man.
If you like what you saw, subscribe to my channel and check out my website in the description to book a call. Thanks for watching.